always reach, you always want to reach far, and then whatever happens, happens, but you always want to reach far. So today, it's all about doing a full face with lashes, and I'm also going to do contouring, age-appropriate contouring, okay? We have a promo going on for 50% off everything, including kits. The promo is Be Safe, which is BESAFE, Be Safe. And that will get you 50% off every single thing on the Eve Pearl website. Yeah, today it's all about lose. Really, we used to do these great segments on the View and Today Show. I used to do them called Lose 10 Pounds in 10 Years. Or 10 years. I'm starting out with 5, but you know what? Let's just go all the way. I need to lose probably more 10 pounds than 5 pounds at this point. So, let's begin. So, Eve Pearl, lose 10 pounds and or 10 years. Whichever one comes first. Okay, so always I like to begin by using a hand sanitizer, and lately obviously I've been kind of sanitizing everything, so don't be scared to sanitize. If you don't have a sanitizer like the ABC spray that we have, which is an antibacterial, cosmetic sanitizer, you could just put some alcohol. Try to get a 99% alcohol, because that one dries instantly, over a 70% alcohol, because the 70% alcohol has a lot, like, more water, so it can make things a little bit damp. So spray over stuff. If you have powders or creams, just spray over them. And if you're a professional makeup artist, it's really great to do in general anyway, but I want to share these tips with everyone because, you know what, why take chances nowadays or ever? And that's how I start. Face. We want to prime our face before we begin. You could prime your face with a little bit of the priming moisturizer. Now, you can do things with your fingers, but I think more and more we're going to have to start getting used to maybe not using our hands and just using our tools. So if you are not using, that's Joey here trying to help me. You can also, if you don't want to be using your hands, you can put the primer either on a palette or right on the brush and dip the brush and apply things with the brush. I sometimes like using it on the brush because you've now primed your face and you've also primed the brush. Okay, so we begin like that. Now, if you notice my face, I have a lot of redness and discoloration. I mean, my skin is fairly light. I wear the light foundation, but I have a lot of redness and ruddiness in my skin. I also have really sensitive skin with like acne marks and whatnot. My goal is to have everything look flawless, calm, and today contoured because I want to look thinner because everything is getting wider. So my goal is to look a little thinner. Always, actually. I'm going to do that, by the way, is that there? Oh, thank you, Joey. So Joey fixed my thing so I could at least, so I can see your comments live on which platform, Joey?
Oh, that's on your Facebook page.
On the Facebook page. So on the Eve Pearl, if you want to talk to me live, I can see those comments on the Facebook Live page if you want to have me see something. And I have Palm in my ear. So if my phone doesn't give out, I can hear her give me comments. And by the way, if you are going to get something on the Eve Pearl website, please make a comment in there in the notes area that you saw this on one of our live streams. We will throw in an extra gift for you. Palm threw in some nice gifts for anyone who, did some ordering over the weekend. So letting you know. I'm going to... Lori, hi! Thank you for being here. I think Lori, you might be from YouTube, Lori, I remember. Thank you. And Palm threw something nice in there for you, by the way. Palm, you can also type things to the people that you did some nice fun things with. I'm going to do the extra contouring. We have a special kit that we made just for contouring that basically has the fair and the dark. Because you kind of need, shades that are much lighter than you and shades that are much darker than you. I'll try not to go out of the shot. My coloring is light. So when I put on my foundation is always the light foundation. Although lately I've been using more and more medium because as I'm getting older, the redness and the ruddiness gets a little bit deeper. So the more ruddiness or redness you have, the more darker you might want to go with your shades. To show you actually a quick thing of the shades, what the shades look like. This is the Pro palette, by the way. So in the Pro palette, right? So these are the foundation shades. So this is the fair. Okay, this is the fair, the light, medium, tan, dark, and deep. And yes, you're always going to get two colors because you need to give yourself the balance. And then here's the concealers of the fair, light, medium, tan, dark, and deep. And these are the blush colors. This is what comes with the fair and light. This one comes with the medium and tan. And this one comes with the dark and the deep. Okay? And then this is a neutralizer. This is an illuminator. And this is a lip treatment. This is our Pro palette, by the way, for the pros. Things to, you know, move up to. So since I've already primed this brush, I'm going to begin doing my full face right now, and then I'm going to do the eyes, and then I'm going to do the contouring, okay, at the very end. Lots of redness. Here is the Eve Pro method of reverse contouring in 2 steps, right? I could do one side so you can see the difference. Watch. Always hold the Eve Pro name up. Underneath and bottom, you smile. Side 1, which is the lighter color of the 2, goes on the bottom, right underneath your smile. Then we're going to turn the brush around, and the darker color of the 2 goes right here. This is basically reverse contouring. And then you take the brush, and when you smooth everything in, I'm just going to do the one side for now, just for you to see the difference. In the face, how one side becomes higher than the other, and I'm not even like tilting my face. So, and once I would apply blush to this side, once I would apply blush on this side, it really makes the whole thing totally go up. So, let's see. Blush, 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 blush. Blush, blush, blush. I'm going to just right now put a little bit of the Sweet Cheeks just to show you. That's just like a quick way to give a lift. But that was reverse contouring. But I'm going to actually do on both sides. So again, hold the Eve Pearl side up and grab the lighter color. I'm going to turn on my perfector. Later I'll do my hair and everything. When we're all good and out of our compounds, and we like start doing fun things again, I'll start doing filming myself getting actually ready for going out and stuff. Then you'll see how much time it takes. I usually just use whatever's on the brush so that by the time I'm done applying, the brush is almost doesn't have any product on it. If you want to have more of a sheer finish, all you have to do is spray a little bit of water onto your brush, okay? If you want to have more of a sheer finish. And usually I would for like daytime, but for nighttime I don't spray so much the brush. And if you notice, I'm basically using everything that's on here. There's like almost no product left. And that's the goal, is to use every last bit. I'll use the lightest color on my eyelids. And that's going to act as my base, my primer, and my base for the foundation, and my base for the eyeshadows. And I'm not doing any of the concealer, as far as the salmon concealer goes, underneath my eyes, because I'm going to do all that later. I'm going to cover up the blush. And right now I'm just giving it my face coverage, a little bit of coverage, so it's not distracting. But we're going to come back and do all that nice fun contouring at the end. Okay. base is on. Once your base is on, I'm going to just do my eyes. I'm going to go right to the eyes. So, as a good rule of thumb, just to have like your basic colors for the eyes, I'm using the Bombshell, which has everything I need to just create that regular everyday eye makeup look. I'm using the 205 brush. I use the angled flat side for the lightest color, the light matte colors all around. Let's say if I was in a really big rush and I just wanted to get something on there, I would then, before even putting the liquid liner on, I would take the 207 brush into this darkest brown color and make two little wings on the outside. Take that same brown color and just kind of line. It doesn't have to be very neat, but I'm going to line the lash line with the brown color. Don't worry about making it too thin because we're going to put fake lashes on and it's going to cover that up. I just want to have something on the base. So just using that dark brown. The goal is to keep it as close to that lash line as possible, so you don't have a space between the lash line and, you know, the rest of your eyelid. So then take whatever's left on that brown, just do a little bit of a crease. Going back to this, take a little bit of the pink, a little peach, a little bit of the bronze color, put this on this edge, and then back and forth like a little windshield wiper. A little pink, peach, and bronzer on the edge, little windshield wiper, back and forth, back and forth. That's what I mean when I say windshield wiper. Back and forth, back and forth. Okay, then go back to that 205 brush. I'm going to go into the lightest color here. The lightest color there has a little bit, it's called Champagne, and it has a little bit of shimmer. And when I use shimmer, usually only like on the inner lid part or here as the mixer. Those places are nice for shimmerings. Then I take the back of the 205. I don't put any more product. I just use it now just to wipe off any excess color. And that's like a really good, simple, basic eye makeup application. And we'll come back to that. Sometimes I do things in little stages. I'm going to now do the liquid liner. All right, I'm using the Black Pearl liquid liner. If you've never used liquid liner and you're scared, please don't be scared. When you have a good liquid liner, like this one, all you have to do is take that liquid liner, hold it parallel to your eye, and just place it. And you can make little dabs. You don't have to have it feel like a harsh Sharpie. It doesn't have too much product that comes out. Right now the main goal is just to get it as close to that lash line as possible. The good thing and the reason that I started with the powders first is it helps give me the gauge of the shape that I wanted to create with the liquid liner. And you see how much pigment this black liner has. I didn't close the cap, nothing is going dry. It's still having the color come out. Nothing ever comes out too much. It is a brush tip that's tapered, but gives you flexibility. It doesn't hurt your eye. It gives you about a good 30 seconds to kind of mush it around. And I want you to notice that I'm not making a perfect liner, but by the time I'm done, it is going to look so beautiful and perfect. So I just got a little bit of the black on there, and I'm going to take some of this liner and put it also on the bottom edge of my eye. Just a little bit. You know, I try to do everything like cooking. You know, when you cook, sometimes you have to start one dish and then you got to move on to the next thing and the next thing. You sometimes have to go back. So we're going to start doing a few things at the same time. and then everything will come back to coming together. Back to that 207 brush. And now I'm going to go into the Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette. I always like to add a little bit of oomph colors. I'm taking a little bit of the black, a little bit of the green. I'm going to do that now on the outside edge. The Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette was my first palette that I ever made, because this is the one palette that I would use on everybody on TV, because it had all the power of giving you like effect by using that black and that green. You know, not to make it scream, but just to make it look beautiful and sexy. A little bit of the green on the edges. Okay, just a touch. Another time I'll show you how to do a whole thing with those. Okay, I'm going now to grab my 109 lashes. Okay, we're doing a whole eyelash application. I'm taking a tweezer and the 109 lashes. Now I've already measured these lashes on myself. I will always suggest that you measure the lashes on yourself. I'll show you how to do that. When you're measuring lashes and when you're taking them off, always like use a tweezer and pull it off from the outside of the lash. And I will suggest for you to always have 2 tweezers. And when you measure it, you want to measure it so that you put it in the center part of your eye. And you start from like the inner corner here, taking it out. And I want you to, unless you're a professional, like putting on lashes on yourself, if you just want to start out, just put it, and even though I can put the entire strip on my lash, it will be really beautiful. I want to show you how to prevent mistakes. So in the beginning, when you're first starting out with lashes, let's make them shorter than the full strip, okay? So I'm going to cut off 3 from the end. I want you to start out the safe route, and later we can go wild and crazy. We'll do like, so I'm going to take this scissor and I'm going to cut 3 of the wispies off of the back, off of the end of each lash. So we're going to do 1, and then you do the other. You can always like save those little wispy things and then use them later for, you know, as individuals. I'm not a big fan of individuals. It's a lot of work for, you know, for the bang, basically. I like having results right away. Take your little black glue. You know, I made this glue because my eyes are super sensitive to stuff. So this glue, when it comes out, it's gray. When it dries, it's going to dry into a beautiful matte black color. So I am blind. That's what I am. I take the black lash glue and I put it up and down the strip of the lash. This is my left lash. I want you to have a thin coating of the glue, but I would rather you go back and forth several times. So like you have one coating on here and it kind of almost dries on the lash, but it's tacky, and then just go back and forth. I'd rather you spend some time with the glue back and forth on the lash than having the lash not stick properly on your eyelid. So there's almost like 2 coats here. But it's just enough. Seriously, I can't see a darn thing. So if I can do this and I can't see, no excuse for you. All right, so two tweezers, then you go close to your whatever times you need. I need a times 10. There we go. And you put it as close to your lash line as possible. Okay? Close to the lash line as possible. Make sure that it's touching the skin, not just on your lash. You need to touch skin as close to the lash line as possible. Okay? But skin. Once you know that you've touched it to the skin, and when you close your eye, it kind of goes nice and smooth, then you're going to take and you're going to start flipping it up. You can use your ring finger and just like push up on that lash. By the time we're all out of quarantine, we're going to be professionals on eyelash application, girls and boys. We're going to do this. We're going to come out of this maybe a little bit larger, But hopefully by then we'll get a routine, and if, you know, a little larger, we're going to chisel with contouring. Okay, but we're gonna damn well know how to put fake lashes on and have them look natural. I love a natural look. Takes a lot of work to look natural. Glue. Again. A little bit going up, a little bit going down. And what I'm doing here is I'm sort of like putting some of it on the actual tray of the lash. So again, up and down until you have that a thin strip, but it's tacky. Okay, a thin strip, but it's like tacky. So that when you put it on your lash, it's gonna just boom, just stick. Okay? I think I see a little piece of hair there. Hang on. There we go. Okie doke. So, once again, tweezer on the outside. Whoop. Tweezer on the outside. Tweezer on the inside. Get a good grip. Hold it like in the center part by where you're going to put it, and once you position it, place it flat on the lid, whoop, and then position it on the inner and on the outer. Get it as low as you possibly can go and close to your lashes, but make sure you touch skin. There you go. Okay, once you've touched skin, you want to flip it up. Now, once I get these lashes on, these lashes will last me a whole week. Like, I can put this on Monday and take it off on Sunday. So, and it's not like the permanent type. It's regular glue, it's regular lash. And it will look beautiful, and it's not, doesn't have a very thick strip, so it feels comfortable. It's not gonna, it doesn't make my eyes exhausted, but that's basically how it's applied. And while that dries, I'm gonna do my brows. So while that dries, I take the 209 brush and I brush up my brows. And this is the brown liquid liner called Brown Spice. So I'm going to now just kind of sort of feather in my brows. I always start from the center part of the brow because it gives you the ability to kind of be heavy-handed if you are, or just to see what the color of whatever color you're putting on your brows is going to look like. And also, if it turns dark, it's not going to be in the inner part of your brows. It's not going to look harsh. It's still going to look soft. So when you first apply it, it looks a little bit like a Sharpie. But once you brush it in, it actually becomes a part of your skin. And the reason I like to use this is because I kind of get like hot flashes sometimes. So this makes it waterproof. And it's a really nice base. It's a nice place to start. So I do one and then the other. And this sort of is multitasking while your lashes are drying. You're doing something. Again, I equate everything to cooking. So, you know, while you're cooking one thing, it's important to know how to cook so that when you're finished, everything is ready at the same time. The same thing with makeup. You want to apply things in like an order so when you're done, everything is ready. Looks like a very thick Sharpie, aka scary looking. Take your brush of, you know, if you don't have a 209 brush, which you really should, you can just use like a spoolie. We have a great eight-piece brush set that has all the essential brushes that I'm using. And with that code, the Be Safe, everything is 50% off, which includes the kits. So if a kit is already like discounted, the Be Safe code will give you even more discount off of that. Now, later when I'm contouring, I will fix the edges of all of this. All right, that gave enough time for this to smooth out, for the liquid liner to, for the glue to dry. So by the time you finish both brows, the glue would have dried. That's a good gauge on like how long should I wait for the glue to dry. Do your brows. Once you're done with your brows, at least that one step of the brows, the glue is finished and dried. But we're going to do one more layer of things on the brows later on. That was the first step. It's like so they're not exactly even. My brows and my face, nothing is even, but that's why I put the first layer on and kind of like let everything settle in as I'm looking at myself and I look at things, and then everything will even itself out. Like one side is definitely higher than the other of everything. That's okay. We don't have to start out being perfect. We will end up looking as close to perfect as possible. Once the glue dries, I just always double check to make sure that everything looks smooth. You can always go in again with the liquid liner just to, I connect the inner line in this part so there's no line of demarcation of like fake lash. It just becomes one beautiful extension of lashes. And that's what I love about this liner. Now, by the way, just a quick trick. In case you can't get into the inner parts of your eye, here's how you do it. You look in the mirror, you open your eye straight, and if you open your mouth slightly, it'll keep you from blinking. So that's the trick of getting into those little corners without blinking. And if your liner went a little bit heavy-handed, go back to your 207 brush, and no more product is needed. Just take it to the edge of the liner. That's it. So now everything is dry. Now we do mascara. Mascara, put your finger behind the lash, and this will allow you to even pick up your lash. Then you're gonna sort of like either go straight up or go on the sideways. The goal is to mesh the real lashes and the fake lashes, so it's just one big lash. Well, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the brown on my lower lash line. I'm going to do that in a sec. That brown spice. So this helps you keep your eyes open. It helps prevent you from getting mascara on the back of your eyelid, right? And it connects the lashes, so it's like one beautiful lash. And here's all the extra mascara. But I need to put mascara on the bottom part of my lashes, so I need that brown liquid liner, that brown spice. I'm going to take the brown spice and also put it on the bottom lash line. I started using the brown and the black because it, one, it becomes waterproof. So that's a really good reason right there. It's not going to move. But it's also not going to get cakey or anything like that. So if you have sensitive eyes, you know what I'm talking about. Or if you have eyes that get watery, you know what I'm talking about. So a little black, a little brown, and I want to take off the black mascara from my fingers. And then I'm going to put one more coat of mascara. As the week goes on, I'm going to put on another lash over this lash. But that will happen later on during the week. So again, I'm going to put one more coat up on top, and then I'm going to do one coat on the bottom. So I always get mascara underneath my eyes, which is why I do the foundation afterwards and the concealer. I mean, there is a way you can do this without getting the mascara on your face and on your under eye area. It's called using a little mini fan brush, but I really like to get the mascara down onto the lashes. So I allow this to happen, Only when I do my own makeup. I don't do this on others. On others, I will use a fan brush, a mini fan brush. But on me, I like to like go right at it. So while that's happening, then I take a Q-tip and I go back to my priming moisturizer. And I put a little bit here and here. And then wipe that off. I mean, it's better to wait until your mascara has fully dried before to do that. My English is getting worse with my lack of communicating with people. Okay. So, that's not so hard, right? You just wipe off any mascara that got anywhere. If you had anything that fell, that was not necessary. Now I'm going to put the black back and the black back. Okay. So, back to the foundation. So, here's going to come the contouring right now. I'm going to do contouring and then I'm going to fix foundation. Now, this little mirror. So I have palm in my ear. She's telling me that this mirror is blocking my face. I'm going to move this mirror, but that means I can't see anything. I'll use this mirror. Better? Okay. Alrighty. Uh-oh. Okay. So now, we'll pretend I'm putting on the foundation from scratch. I just did that in the beginning so that I didn't have all this redness on my face and it wasn't distracting. So, now we're going to do foundation. Because usually, if you know me, I do my eye makeup first and then I do foundation. So, as I'm the light foundation, so I would have one brush and I would, here's my light foundation. The Eve Pearl name goes up. I would do side one, smile. The lighter color goes here. This is reverse contouring. Lighter color. The darker, then I turn the brush around. The darker color goes forehead, nose, chin, and cheeks. Basically everything the complete opposite of everything you've been told. That's how that goes. You'll take the brush and blend it in. If you notice when I'm putting on the color on my forehead, don't put foundation all the way to the tip of your hairline. Just put it here in the center. Then you use the brush to sort of make everything kind of move everywhere else. So this is the basic foundation application. Okay, I didn't do the concealer yet. And now we're going to get to contouring. You need different brushes. So I have the white set of brushes I'm going to use for the lighter color, and I will get one more set of brushes that I will use for the darker colors. That would make sense, right? It will make our life easier. So, and you can use two different types of brushes. If you are comfortable with the thicker ones, I would say to use a 202. Or you could also use a 205 if you like smaller. If you're scared, you could also use a 205 for contouring. If you want to make fun videos, right, and you want to like show how to do like the dots and all that, you know, cool things, you can do it this way. With so the 202 brush is this brush right here. It's called the Concealer Blender. And the 205 is the crease blender, I think, something like that. So, has a little. So, I'm going to use, just for fun, I always wanted to do these little silly dots, right? If I take the 205, let's see. Here's a darker color of the contouring. So let's say you want to do dots around. Here's where the dark would go. And there's two two different shades of dark, right? This is the dark, this is the fair HD foundation 50/50, and this is the dark. We have a kit that we made putting these two together, and with the code you'll get an additional 50% off. I'm going to use the layer here. Here. Should I go darker? I want you to smile when you're doing contouring on the cheek area to find this. And that's how you do the nose. Nose. Don't forget down here. Gentle, gentle, little dabs. Better, less is better than more. And take it all the way up to the brow so it looks like a natural line. We're going to use this other side for the lighter. I should get two. I like the 205s. I'm going to use two of the 205s. I think it's a better way to go. It's a safer way to go. Or even a 208. Sorry, I'm all over the place. You know what? I'm going to do the 208. I like the little dabs of the 208. It's really thin. Yeah. 208 for the highlighter. Yeah, because then I could blend with this too. I like it. Okay. Settled. I'm going to use the 205 for the dark, the 208 for the light. Now, we're not going to just stop here with the contouring before we blend. That's not enough. We're going to take the contouring here. So let's say you have a double chin, you have a big jawline. Here. Don't be scared. So we're going to blend all this and then we're going to come back to it. I just want you to see how things blend in, okay? I want to just do one more thing with the highlights. The highlighters would go here, here, the lighter in between. Do not put the light right next to the dark, like the fairest colors. You have to have a little space between the darkest and the lightest. All right, we're going to take this brush. I want to first start with the lighter. Oh, I forgot to put lighter one more place. Hang on. Totally forgot to put the highlighter right here in the center of the forehead. Now, I'll tell you how contouring and highlighting started. It's mostly created for photography to give dimension. So, if you don't have a large chin, you want your chin to stick out, you put the highlighter here. That's why you put highlighters in areas, because you want to create a 3D effect of certain areas coming out. Try not to use the same brush that you're going to use for your highlighting as the one that you're going to use for your contour blending, okay? The reason we put the dark around our forehead is usually there's light that always hits from the top. And not everybody has the same type of forehead. So if your forehead is very large and you want to kind of give it a more rounded, smaller, that's why you put more of the dark. But here, it's always like wherever you're going to smile, where it's going to create your natural 3D effect. So contouring happens with 3 shades: your shade, lighter shades, and darker shades. And then the blushes and the colors is what makes everything balanced out. So this is the darker. This is the one that I use for my lighter. Don't get those mixed up. You might want to like put little tapes on one and the other. Now, we're not done with all that stuff yet, but we're going to first put concealer because we need to make sure that the concealer is on. I'm going to use the light concealer. Now, the difference between the concealer and the foundation colors is that the concealer has a blue neutralizer, which means when you have those dark blue circles, because we're up all nights watching news and whatnot, although I've been watching Netflix, I watched The Tiger King. Crazy exciting. She did it. But anyway, yeah, I've been watching Ozark. What have you been watching on Netflix or Amazon Prime? Oh, Miss Mabel is back too, I think. I just wiped off accidentally my nose, so back. When you're doing contouring on your nose, do not put the dark all the way on the entire part of your nose. Only do it like on the top part. If you go down too far, it's going to look like someone punched you in the nose. Or you're going to make your nose look really, really fat. So do not go too far down. If you've gone too far down, just wipe some of that off. That part is actually very important. You're better off like putting some of the lighter color out here, because that's what gives you, again, the dimension of having the thinner part of the nose. Okie dokie. So I'm going to put some blush. So Sweet Cheeks. I'm using Sweet Cheeks because there's a little peach, a little pink, and a little bronzer color with the 204 brush. All 3 colors. The role of the blush is to hide the highlights and the contours to make it just look like blush. But we are not done with those highlights and contours yet. Back to the highlight color. More. By putting this on afterwards, will give you even more of a chisel. And will make it a cleaner sweep, right? So So now you have a real clean chisel, and it also kind of lifts up your whole face. It's like a push-up bra for everything that's going south. You're going to take also the highlight colors for your lip area, and we're going to do this. If you're over the age of 40, you have to do this because your lips are starting to drag down. I don't care if you've had fillers, if they're huge, whatever. They're going too wide. I need you to take the highlight, close your mouth, and take it up. And take it up. Like that. Almost to do a V. Even if you've made your lips like less wide, it's okay. They don't have to be wide. Lips look beautiful when they're full. They don't have to be full and huge. They just have to be cute and full. And before you have your lip colors on, take the highlighter and put a little bit up here, on the top parts of your lips. I know they show you about the edges, but really, just put it on the top part of your lip. It's easier and faster, and just do it. Just like that. Okay? Because now, when we're going to put some lip color, I am going to go into my, actually I'm going to use my color Rosé. This is like a universally beautiful color. And now I'm going to use, this is see-through. So like the rosé has a little bit of a rose color, like tone to it, and then the see-through has more of a beige. And I use a doe foot to make it bigger. I'm going to show you how to contour your lips too. Hang on. There. Okay. We are getting there. So we have a few things we still have to do. First thing we have to do is we have to smooth out. You know how we put the dark around here? This is that 208 brush. I'm going to spot highlight now with the little fluffy side of the 208 brush. You want to make sure you get rid of excess. I'm going to now just like subtly put highlight colors into places. Underneath the brow to clean up those brow shapes before I go and I put in the other brow color that I'm supposed to. And I'm using such a little amount of product. And the thing I like about this brush, it looks very similar to the 207, but it's flat, so it's really great for like spot applications. It's actually great for if you have like little acne marks and little marks that you want to cover up. It's great for that. It's also really nice to use that highlighter on the inner part of your eyes. The cream. Okay, so now, this is the Cocoa Brow Liner Definer. Now I'm gonna just fix the brows and take them out. When you're doing your brows, just keep in mind the goal of brows is to take them out and like out, not down. Like don't drag your eye down, just drag it out. Take it out. Okay. There we go. Make your arch. And then brush it up. On the lower parts of your eyes, usually I have a different 208 brush, yeah, that I then go back and you can use either the original, yeah, you know what, this is like a staple. I'm going to go back to the original eyeshadow palette. I'm going to go to this gold and use this underneath my eyes. Just like that. There we go. Oops. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how to contour our lips. This is kind of cool and crazy. Yeah, that brown color. You can take any liner brush that you have. Take the darkest color here. And it's a cream, right? And right in the middle of your lip. You put that right in the middle of your lip as a dark. It makes these two sides look fuller. And if you don't see the fullness, then go to the light color and put that here. Do you see how that kind of makes the whole thing look like that Angelina Jolie type of a, you know, swollen, got bit by a bumblebee look. In my dreams, right? To look like her. But that's what we would do. And like for guys, we take that brown and we put it here to make them look like, you know, they have a cleft chin. If they're a tenor. This is the neutral powder. So neutral powder goes on the forehead. And now all this shiny is going to be not so shiny. By the way, our puffs are amazing. There's no puffs like these puffs. They're so puffy. And they really do the job. I will always suggest first using the neutral color. And then if you want to highlight certain areas, then to use the porcelain. And why I wanted to do this, the contouring spot, is I wanted to show you how you can do contouring and still look like yourself. So that was the neutral powder. And if you want to do even more, you can then go, and use this. I'm going to use this with the 203 brush. So I like to use the highlighter here with the 203 brush and just like spot apply. To finish it off. And of course, if you're a girl or a boy that loves the highlight, then you can put the highlight with the shimmer. But I like a matte look. Always have to kind of fluff up the hair. Oh, hang on. Make sure everything is even. There's like nothing that looks too light or too much of dark. Yeah. And this is the contouring face of, you know, an age-appropriate contouring face. I hope you like it. Please comment. Use our 50% off code BESAFE, which is BESAFE. Thank you so much for your comments. If you are going to order anything on Eve Pearl, please make sure, like, write a comment that you saw this live. We will throw in an extra free gift in there for you because we love you so much, and we do ship internationally. We love our worldwide, you know, friends and fans. Please stay inside. Please be safe. Oh, we're going to be giving away a couple of the gifts to our nominees for our healthcare. Please nominate your favorite or healthcare provider that you know. Let's help keep our frontliners, first liners, our healthcare providers. Let's nominate them and get them some good products, whether it's for their face, for their eyes. Write their name in, and we will contact you afterwards on getting all their info so we can get it to them. Okay, we really want to do whatever we can here, but right now, stay inside, stay safe. I will do whatever I can to entertain you and show you how to do some makeup so we can get out of here looking, you know, our best. And thank you, Facebook fan page. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Instagram. I love you. And Palm says the same. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay? 8 o'clock. Love you. Bye. And it's a wrap. And now good luck to me to turning all these things off. Again, X-Men. Still going, still going. Yeah, I don't know how to turn it off. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I still don't know. Okay, yeah, not a clue. Don't know.